What is up, guys? We finally made it to Green Aqua in Budapest. This place has been here for like 7 years and I finally made it. I'm gonna give you guys a full tour together with Tommy, so let's go inside. So Tommy is still a little bit busy, so I think I'm gonna start the tour by myself. Just do a really quick walk around. So as you come in, this is the checkout area. Sales team behind the counter, really busy. I have this cylindrical tank which has been here from the very beginning, I think. Then if you walk this way, there's just a bunch of products. All the dry goods are here. Lights, fish food, fertilizers, you name it. Then let's go this way. So here's kind of an overview of the gallery space. Maintenance team is very hard at work as well, making sure everything looks super clean. Over here in the center we have all the plants that are for sale, so potted plants and tissue culture on the wall. Yeah, so Tommy is going to take us through the gallery later. These are all the big tanks on the left. In the center we have the two 90 centimeter cubes, or like shallow cubes. And then in the back we have the smaller 60 centimeter tanks. Then if you walk a little bit further, we go towards the hardscape area. In between that we have a little area with some small terrariums and a really nice Paludarium. I don't think they made a video about this, or I haven't seen it. Yeah, if you go through here, this is where they have all the fish. So they have a massive rack with bettas over here. And then just, you know, a bunch of tanks with all kinds of fish. And then over here is the hardscape area. And honestly, like, they don't have a huge selection, but the stuff that they do have is really, really high quality. I love the Hakai stone. I think this is called photo stone. Got some really massive black lava rocks over here. So yeah, a bunch of dojos. So this man does not need an introduction.
Hello everyone.
Tommy, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day to do a tour with me.
Thanks for visiting us.
So people want to see pretty fish tanks, so let's do a quick tour of the gallery.
Okay, let's do it. This tank was made by me.
Inspired by your trip in Japan, right?
Yeah, so we've been to Japan last year and we visited Awa in Sapporo, where ADA has a big exhibit with 4 huge tanks. One of them is a 7-meter Iwagumi done by Yusuke Homa. And this tank is supposed to represent the slice of that tank, the most outstanding part of the aquarium. I believe the most interesting aspect of it is the two-way flow in the front and the back. So we played around a bit with the outflow of the filter, bringing it down, and this way we have a dynamic with the plants in the front. They are being blown towards the left, and the other filter outflow is on the right, blowing all the background plants to the other way.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to see the tank with my own eyes as well, and you captured it beautifully, man. Indeed.
Thank you.
The thing that caught my eye as well was the two-way flow. In our aquarium, you couldn't really see how they did it. With yours, of course, it's visible, and indeed, you captured it really well.
Thanks. So yeah, it's after building tons of Iwagumis and having sort of higher ranks and higher PLC and so on. After all that, this is completely different. This is proper nature aquarium, old school style Iwagumi, which seems a lot simpler, but actually it was one of the most challenging builds I've ever done. So yeah.
I believe yesterday you had a little conversation with Mr. Homa, the maker of the original tank.
Yeah, yesterday before they left, I asked him if he has any pointers for this tank, something he would have done differently. He said that for him, that's the main stone in the back.
Yep.
And compared to that, this stone is too, he uses the word heavy, by which he doesn't really mean weight. He means the weight within the scape.
Yeah.
Obviously this stone is more visible, and the texture of it and the shape of it is a bit more aggressive than the one on the back. It's a bit more subtle. To which I told him this is the main stone for me. He said, yeah, that way it makes sense. And he also gave me a few tips on changing a bit of the trimming.
Yeah.
So probably I'm going to do that. And yeah, just small things, but all in all, I felt like he liked it.
He liked it, so that's good. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, so this one was done by Balázs, actually just a few weeks ago, I believe.
I think at the time of filming, the video is not published yet.
Yeah, I believe it's getting published in a few days' time.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, this is his way of implementing what we call the Indonesian style.
Yeah.
The very detailed wooden scape with quite a lot of depth and using more plants than you would usually. I think this is something that we are getting to now, not just us, Green Aqua, but everyone around the world. We can see this in the contests as well. Mixing more plants is something that's coming up a bit.
Yeah.
And well, arguably it looks more natural than just a few species. So.
Definitely. Moving on to this one. I think this is one of the oldest layouts in the gallery.
Yeah, I think it actually is the oldest. This has been running way more than a year now. It was done by Balázs and Victor together. Here, obviously, the main focus was on building something that actually comes out through the surface, and using terrestrial plants as well. It's a weird one. Like, if you look at it like an aquarium, it might not be the best for the fish. There's not too much room. They are, well, actually it's more than it seems. But they can only swim around in the front, and obviously you have these huge heavy rocks in the back.
Yeah.
But as an aquascape, it's a bit thinking outside the box, quite literally. Actually, if you look at the video when this tank was built, you see the planting was quite a bit different, but we let the plants go and just outgrow each other and sort out the place for themselves.
Just let nature do its thing.
Yeah.
And the plants on top, do they get any, do you spray them or?
There is, you can see there's some cold mist that's being pushed from the back.
Yeah.
So they get some extra humidity from there. Obviously the place itself is more humid than your regular home would be with all these aquariums.
Of course.
That helps a lot. Other than that, we just spray them once a day in the morning, and that's it.
All right, sounds good. The big one.
The big one, the biggest in our showroom. This is 650 liters. It's a 180p, and this is also quite a fresh layout. I believe we've done it about 3 months ago, I have to guess. It was done by András, head of logistics, and me together. Main focus was to show off the beauty of the Lotus.
Red tire Lotus, yeah.
Yeah, with a classic NA layout. Again, this is something that's coming up quite hard in the hobby. In the past few years, using Lotus it's a thing again.
Yeah, we're also getting, like, we have access to more varieties as well.
Oh yeah, it's much better now, and yeah, people are showing off the beauty of this plant quite nicely.
And pretty cool.
It's just started blooming. Actually, I think this is already in decay. These lotuses, they bloom for about a day.
I've actually never seen that happen, to be honest.
Here we have another one coming up.
Oh,
so in a few days' time, we're gonna have another flower
over there. So this is the biggest tank in your gallery, but you've chosen relatively small fish. I mean, the Bosmanis will of course get bigger. Was that done on purpose, or?
Usually we keep this tank for NA style all the time.
Okay.
So we don't like to build. We have the idea from time to time to build something very like contest style in this, but then we always end up with doing NA. This should be celebrating a hobby, the highest level. And for that, we usually mix small and bigger fish. The original plan was to get bigger bosemanis, but then this is what we ended up with.
Okay.
But usually these layouts in the big tank, they run for more than a year. So
say a bit longer.
By the time this tank gets taken apart, the bosemani will be a lot bigger and it will make a bit more sense.
All right, awesome. Then we have one more big one.
So yeah, this is 450 liter. The tank itself, this is the only one that's actually built for contest style.
It's a bit lower.
In a way that, yeah, it's 150 by 60 by 50. So we have more depth than height, which you usually want for contest. But of course, we don't always build contest aquariums in it, just like this one.
Sometimes you build a discus tank.
Yeah, this was built by Balázs. It's actually a whole structure pre-built, and then it's hanging from the sides. Yeah. So the whole hardscape is in the middle or top part of the aquarium. And then, of course, we have the discus. They are constantly laying eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we actually have seen small discus in there as well. Obviously not for long.
Yeah.
We can't actually nurture them to grow in here. But definitely the discus are feeling good inside.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't think they would already start laying eggs at this size.
Yeah, they do.
So at what temperature do you keep this one?
No idea. Let's check. It's running 28.3 at the moment. So we have an external heater on there.
I see. Yeah, I mean, the plants seem to be doing well in the higher temperature.
Yeah, it's with, we see two things with the discus tanks on plant side. Obviously, the original selection of plants you want to use, you have to keep in mind the higher temperature. You need to use plants that can tolerate it. And what worked with us, this is a second discus layout in the gallery, and what has worked with us in this and the previous one as well is gradually higher the temperature.
Okay.
So we start the layout at 24, 25 degrees, and then we raise about half a degree every 2 weeks to reach the 28.
Okay.
And we see that this way the plants cope much better than just popping them in 28 and then hoping for the best.
Oh, that makes sense. And then you just add the discus once you reach the desired temperature.
Yeah. With discus anyway, we usually recommend to run the tank at least 2 months before introducing them to have the tank as stable as possible. Before that, there's a lot more fluctuation in water parameters. So yeah, it's recommended anyway to wait with the fish. So you can play around with the temperature until then.
All right, sounds good. So we move on to the big cubes?
Oh yeah. But I'm glad that you refer to them as cubes as well, which they are obviously not. But we say cubes all the time as well.
It's a shallow cube, right?
Yeah, and actually we are having maintenance routine running
as well.
No worries,
it's just a normal day at Green Aqua.
Say hi to the viewers.
This is the magician behind the perfect looking tanks.
Yes.
Full-time maintenance member, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
So this cube was done by Balázs. Here again, it was the idea to have something coming out of the water through the surface. It's actually resembling like a lonely tree somewhere.
Lonely tree, yeah.
With the carpet around it.
Some ficus, is that?
Yeah. It's some kind of, don't ask me for the proper name.
Me neither.
Some kind of ficus, yeah. Yeah, it's just going well. Here, another interesting aspect of both these tanks is we are running the new Skylight Hyperspots.
Oh yes.
And finally, they have the shimmering effect once again.
Yeah.
This is something we used to have and used to love with the old original ADA Solar 1 lights, which were HQI lights, which are obviously banned now for environmental reasons. And ever since LEDs taking over the hobby, this is something we've been missing a lot. So I'm very happy that we can have this effect again.
Yeah, I mean, I've used the Hyperspots as well. And in my personal opinion, I think this is the best light for a living room aquarium. Because it's easy on the eyes, you have a very gentle shimmer effect, and yeah, colors are great as well.
Yeah, and also, in my opinion, probably the best color rendering.
Okay.
So obviously nowadays you can play around with the colors all the time, but with most of them, they tend to get oversaturated.
Yeah.
Even if you don't go crazy with the reds and so on, still it looks a bit painted.
Yeah.
And for me at the moment, these lights have the most natural color rendering, and this is how these plants actually look.
Yeah. Tommy, I've seen them multiple times in the videos, but for anyone that's new, they might wonder what is up with the filtration system here.
So what we have here is normal EHEIM 2080, but the cabinet in the tank is drilled through actually on all four corners.
Okay.
So we can play around where we want to put in and outlets. Both tanks have one outlet and two inlets because of the filter.
Yeah.
One inlet is running with a skimmer, the other one is a regular inlet. And there are actually some taps underneath. So we can actually close off, we can take out the glass, clean it, put it back. And obviously the fourth one in this tank, it's somewhere over here. So
buried underneath the heart.
Yeah, we can actually put a cap on it. It's closed off, so whenever we don't use it in a layout, it's just shut off and that's it.
Okay. The flow is very much pushing upwards instead of in a horizontal way. Is that done on purpose? Or?
It's a bit tricky to get the flow in this one proper, because we didn't want to have, like, obviously we could make a glass that has a proper lily pipe head, but it would just look odd.
Weird. Yeah.
So that's why we decided with this shape. The only challenge with this one is we are rushing out quite a lot of CO2. So what we experienced in the past with these builds is we never build really CO2 heavy layouts in this.
Okay.
So if we would have like Cuba on the bottom instead of the Monte Carlo, probably it wouldn't really work, or we would need to push lots and lots of CO2. But yeah, this is the middle ground. And actually, originally, we had, so these are 90 by 90 on the bottom. And at the moment, it's, I believe, 30 or 35 centimeters high.
Okay.
But originally, we had these at 45, just like the regular size aquariums. And the glassware was built for that. In that, we didn't have this much surface movement.
I see.
But we just stuck with it. It looks good. It adds to the shimmering effect as well.
Really
the heavy surface movement. And probably by soon, this is going to go high again.
Oh,
we'll see.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one more.
The other cube, this was done by me. It's a bit overgrown at the moment.
Still looks really good though.
It was inspired by an old ADA tank, where they just had the three islands. It was not a cube tank, it was a normal tank, but there was these three like mountains in the middle with lots of pinnatifida tied on them, and then the moss on the bottom part on small stones thrown around. So that was the inspiration. It was quite challenging. It's always challenging with these cube layouts to build it in a way that they look nice from all sides. So here with the three big stones, I try to achieve that they look good from everywhere. Now with the plants overgrown, it doesn't really have that effect anymore. We are actually planning on making a video about how to trim this heavily and trying to get it back to its original shape.
Awesome.
So
I actually really like this little portion of pinnatifida that's growing out.
Oh yeah, it comes out easily. Pinnatifida is one of the easiest to grow out without it actually drying up.
Yeah.
And we also have a small trick for this tank. A lot of people ask what we do with the moss on the stone, because it's obviously outside. Light is not far away, so it would dry up. What we do is sometimes when any of us from the staff are walking by this tank, we just splash it.
Just splash it.
Yeah, so
just make it part of your daily routine.
Yeah.
Which moss did you use for the
if I remember correctly, this is weeping moss.
Okay.
Or Christmas moss. It's definitely Christmas on the bottom, and I think I've used the same. Or it might have been a mix of Christmas moss and Barbieri. it's called Bogormos now.
Bogormos,
Yeah, but you can check out the video about it and you can find out. I don't remember
link will be
exactly.
somewhere over here. So you would like the peanut field to be a little bit smaller, I guess?
Yeah. So it's like we should get it back to, well, it's less in amount and also smaller in size.
Okay. So we move on to the smaller displays?
Yeah, so we have a lineup of, well, we call them 60 Ps, not all of them are Ps. This Eheim tank was done by Attila, and it's supposed to be a guide for newcomers in the hobby. This is a more simple layout that someone who's just starting out can easily do and achieve. Also, NA layout once again.
Yeah, looks great.
And playing around with the red color without getting it overwhelming, which I believe nowadays happens quite a few times.
I like that you managed to keep the tire loads a bit smaller in here.
Oh yeah, it's trimmed quite regularly, but you can actually keep it very low.
Yeah. Cool. Next to that, red and green.
Yeah, it was planned to be a red-only aquarium, I believe.
Done by Balázs, right?
Yeah, it was done by Balázs, and when we had the idea for the video, he wanted to do completely red, but then during the build he decided to add some green into it, which I believe complements the tank quite a lot. Red only is not too natural. You don't really see that anywhere. But yeah, this is another one. I'm not sure about the inspiration behind it because I didn't really discuss with Balázs about this layout. So
no, I talked a little bit with him. I think he just wanted to make a better version of the previous red.
Yeah,
only.
he already had a red only layout before. And he wanted to give it another go. But as for the hardscape and so on, I'm not sure what was going on.
You don't always need to have inspiration, just make something nice.
Yeah.
This one.
So this one was done by András, our head of logistics, who's helped me with the 650.
Would you call this a Brazilian style?
You could, I guess.
What would you call it?
I don't know, an aquarium. I'm not a fan of labeling the tanks.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, once you label this a Brazilian, then it doesn't follow all the rules. But it's a very nice aquarium. So why would you take away from the tank itself by labeling it something that it's not?
Yep.
So yeah, I need to talk a bit more because there's water changing on behind me.
Okay, tell the viewers what you do when you're not in front of the camera.
I'm head of operations here at Green Aqua, so I handle the day-to-day business of the company. And yeah, most of the time I'm in front of the camera.
Most of the time. Okay.
So here we have a tank made by our friends from Horizon Aquatics. So this was built back in April by Nicole and James from Horizon, from the UK, and their friend Adi Myers. They just popped over to do this with us. And it's running very nicely, and they have just seen it in person a few days ago on the workshop, and they were quite happy with how it came out.
I mean, it looks amazing. Is that blood red in the background?
Yes.
Colors are insane.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Nice one.
It's a very nice version. I think it's being a bit in the background with Rotala HRA, but it's a completely different plant, and a lot of people actually confuse them. I highly recommend to try this out if you are into red plants.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next to that.
This was done by Aaron, our YouTube manager, and this is his first ever aquarium.
That's insane. He
has nothing to do with aquariums besides handling our YouTube channel and shooting the videos and editing and so on. So yeah, this was his first ever try, and we actually built this tank together in a way that I've built another one next to it. I had to follow his lead. So whatever he did with the hardscape, I needed to mirror it and then use the same plants and so on. And then we decided to actually dismantle mine and keep his running. For a first timer, I think this is a really great tank.
Yeah, the greens in here are like super vivid, and I love the fish choice as well. The green neons.
Yeah.
How they swim in between the cypress alfrey. It looks so good.
This as well is at the moment not on the channel, but probably by the time you release this video it will be. This
coming
was
soon.
done by Balázs. Again, if you are getting our feet into Paludarium world and mixing underwater and over the water stuff.
I guess it's a custom-made tank,
yeah,
or?
we had this tank made for this purpose, exactly. I believe if you want to get into paludariums and such layouts, obviously you can find a lot of off-the-shelf solutions, but I think it's worth it to go with custom-made. Like, you can be really specific on matching the depth of the hardscape with the depth of the glass and making sure that everything fits. We have custom-made holes in the back to have the cold mist running up and stuff like that. You just need to think and plan ahead, but then you're much better off with a custom tank than buying something that is not perfectly fitting for what you do.
Okay. I just noticed that these tanks over here have a very low cabinet. Is that done on purpose?
Okay, so the showroom is divided into two parts.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big tanks have the really big ones. They're running on, I believe, 80 centimeter high tanks. While the 120Ps and the cubes, they're running on 100.
Okay.
These are in standing height.
Yeah.
So when you walk around the gallery, you can just look at them. The 60Ps are representing what you would build at home. Sit down on your couch and look at them from there. So these are for that height.
Yeah, that makes sense.